All right, so we've got part two of the three-gun pistol build video series here. As you can see, everything laid out, all the parts are in. So what I'm going to do, go through everything again. I talked about it a little bit in part one, but now we got everything in front of us. Some of the plans have changed, just explaining a little bit about what's going on and moving on from there. First off, I'm actually just going to talk about my production pistol real quick. Decided to add grip tape onto the grip, give it a try. This is just the skateboard tape, some people call it, just your standard black grip tape, pre-cut out so it's guaranteed to fit. I toyed around with the idea of just getting some and cutting it out myself. I decided not to because it was $10 for three different pieces. Two more in here. This is from benstogerproshop.com. So as you can see, it only actually, if you look at the cutout, it only is designed to fit the front strap and a little bit of the sides, leaving your back strap, the adjustable piece, adjustable. Like I said, I like this change a lot. I felt in my first practice session that I had a lot better grip on the gun, because I was already thinking about putting it on the three-gun build. Said, well, I'm already using this gun, so I'll try it on there first. Kit came with 3 pieces, tried it on. Definitely going on this gun. So that's kind of part one. Simple. Like I said, Ben Stoger Pro Shop, it was about $10 for 3 different pieces. Some places you're going to pay $10 for one strip, or for one kit. So awesome deal there compared to anywhere else I saw for grip tape, pre-cut grip tape. All right, so things that I decided to change with this build. Relatively minor, totally aesthetic. These papers I have over here, you might be able to see the logo up here. Robar. So I decided to go with my coating for my coatings with Robar metal finishing, robarguns.com. The reason is I wanted to, reason is twofold. I wanted to go with an aesthetic, or rather that painting of the gun that is functional. It's going to do something as well as just look a little different or a little cool. So the coating I'm going to be going with internals, which is going to be, I'm just going to do a quick disassembly here. Okay, set that aside. So internals are slide rails. If you don't know, these two pop out separately with your drift pins. Those will be coated in their Robar's NP3 coating, which is a electroless nickel finish, impregnated with Teflon. So it's got Teflon in the finish. It's a satin silver finish internal. That doesn't really matter, but you know, they say you can run your gun lubrication free if you so desire, or the very minimal. Basically, it's a protectant, and it's also increases lubrication due to the Teflon in there. And then the next part, which is going to be external stuff, which is going to be aesthetic again, you know, just looking cool. Their other coating is Poly T2, which comes in just a few different colors, kind of your standard tactical colors. Your black, your OD green, your tan, a grayish silver, I think, and burnt bronze coloration there. So basically on this gun, any small part, so our takedown lever or mag release on each side, well, it's one piece, but it shows on each side. All those small parts, and hang on, what'd I do? Oh, there we go. Okay, so all the small parts, the barrel, those will all be burnt bronze, and then the slide itself is going to be OD green. The reason for that is it matches my competition rifle. So just, that's it. That's the only reason for those colors. The other main difference is I decided to go against getting my slide milled, and it's a cost savings thing as one piece, and the second part is doing plenty of research, reading on different forums and whatnot. People just said, you're really not going to notice a difference in performance. You know, obviously, yes, lightening the slide, adjusting your recoil spring tension, all that stuff is going to make a difference in your performance, how fast the slide cycles, the felt recoil, etc., etc., etc. But more than one person said, don't bother. It's just going to cost some more money, and you run the risk of messing things up. Not that the shop would mess it up, but never being able to get it just quite right, messing with your recoil springs. You don't know what changed what. So it's just going to stay solid slide, but just the coating's there. So everything's filled out, as you can see here, ready to ship off. Basically what the plan is, full disassembly, and there will be a video on that. Part 3 will be the full disassembly and shipping off the parts to be coated to Robar. The next part will be installation of some pieces as we go along, and then the final reassembly of everything once all the parts are back in from Robar. I don't have a time frame on that yet, but I hear nothing but good stuff about these guys. Really good operation, really high quality finishes. Like I said, aesthetic and functional. The total price is probably going to be around $200. I have on their price list here, slide and internal parts, including barrel, costs $170. I'll be tossing the magwell in there to get coated OD green as well. And the mag release here, and these thumb screws for the holster to get coated. Well, this will be OD, these will be burnt bronze. So I'm estimating it to be around $200. They tell you exactly what it'll be after they get everything in. Okay, on to parts. We already talked about grip tape. Again, I really recommend this no matter what division you're in. My grip totally changed on the gun. Notice a difference instantly. Now, with the rough tape, your hands, if you got baby soft hands, I'm sorry, it's going to tear your hands up. I've competed in powerlifting for years and strongman. My hands are relatively calloused and tough, but even then, it's wearing on spots that I'm not used to. Most of my toughness in my hands is up here from different barbells and implements. The tape, yeah, you can maybe see a little pink there. Roughs it up there, no big deal. The skin will toughen up. And on the fingers up further here, a little rough on the fingers. Again, your skin will toughen up. You'll get used to it. But just such a better grip on the gun. And such an inexpensive way to improve your shooting. That's my experience for over the past 2 weeks. So pretty short, but I love it. Not going back, basically. Okay, simple stuff. Right here we have our slide racker. Again, talked about this a little bit in part 1. Slide racker is super simple install. As you may be able to see, it just replaces your striker plate, retention plate on the back of your gun. So when we disassemble this plate here slides right out, and this slides back in, retaining the striker and firing, or the firing pin, striker, whatever we want to call it, and gives you that extra grip when racking the slide. Don't really need it when we don't have an optic, like on an open gun. That may interfere with you being able to get a good grip on the slide. But this also is going to give a little bit of a standoff for a table start. So you can get that thumb under, get that hand under, get that picked up and ready to go much faster with that slide racker. This part is Springer Precision. They make a lot of different parts for your polymer frame guns. They make a carry version as well, but this competition version is longer. Again, the main purpose for me with this is, well, sure, let's throw on as much as we can as the rules allow, and then that table start. Being able to get a full grip on that gun faster. Every little part of a second counts. Another parts here, these are just in bags. This is actually the first extended mag release I had on my production gun, and I honestly just swapped it out for the aesthetic matching anodized blue for everything else there. I like this one a lot. It's a little bit shorter. Let me check on the name. It's in here somewhere, maybe. I think it's like LF Arms, something like that. If you just do a search for M&P extended mag release, you'll find it. I think it's LF or something like that. But I liked it a lot. Like I said, the only reason I changed it was the aesthetics. So this will be turned in burnt bronze. And then these thumb screws for the holster that I'll be making for it there. Nothing wild there. A little aesthetic thing, and then you can adjust the tension on that holster for if it's an all pistol stage. You can loosen it, get that pistol out of holster that much faster, tighten it back down if you're going to be running around more for safety. Just a little difference there. Magwell. This is ordered from Springer Precision, but it is the Speed Shooter Specialties. Magwell, you can maybe see the logo there, the triple S spinning thing. This is their ESP, or Enhanced Service Pistol, for IDPA, where it has more limitations. In IDPA, the rules are a little different, but this Magwell, I can demonstrate really quick. Take out your takedown tool. This one is very tight, seeing as how this gun is very new. Just popped it on the side of the table. And even they tell you, you kind of got to bang it into place. But you can see basically how that will look. Magwell obviously helping feed those magazines in there faster if you don't get a perfect insertion of the magazine first try. Also, what I like about the Magwell is it gives you a little bit of a rest on the outside of your hand there. You definitely know where your grip is when you have that tactile sensation on your small finger and your palm there. So again, that'll be coated in the OD green color as well from Robar. Just going to put this back together real quick. Okay. Comes with the Magwell and their tension stuff, little Allen key. Oh, one thing. I did have one of these before when I originally had this gun as a limited gun. I'll be filing it down right here. This is the back side to better accept those magazines. I found that this was a little bit of a high spot. So I'm just going to file it down a little bit flat here before that gets shipped off. That was my experience. Not a big deal. They say right in the description some fitment may be necessary. On to the red boxes, Apex parts. Should be pretty familiar to anyone who's in the M&P world. Simplest things, reset assist mechanism, or the RAM, going into your sear block there, helps bring the trigger back, or not the trigger, I'm sorry, fumbling over my words. It helps with feeling the tactile reset on every shot, and also as a fail-safe. You can go to Apex's YouTube page and they explain it in much greater detail. One of the cats really wants some attention right now. You may hear her. So she's gonna get some attention while we're finishing up. Competition spring kit. We got our striker spring, we got our trigger return spring, and then I can't remember what the other spring is off the top of my head. I'll remember, whatever. It's in there. So it's just 3 springs in there. And then the leftover bits, or not really leftover bits, but our flat face forward set sear kit. Got the flat face trigger will go in there. So I've got an extra sear because the sear is in this gun. I will be taking the sear from here, or maybe this one, doesn't really matter, and radiusing the edges. None of the springs will be coming from this kit. The sear will be coming from this kit. Apex does not advise, when I talk to them, if you're using the competition spring kit, basically all the other springs should be stock, they said, with this kit for safety. So I just listened to them. I still had a consistent 3 to 3.5 pound trigger pull, closer to 3 most of the time. With the flat face trigger, feels great. So looking forward to getting that back on one of my M&Ps there. It's just been sitting in the drawer for close to a year, actually. Anyway, so that's the plan. Those are all the parts that will be going on here. Next video we'll be doing, again, will be the full teardown of this gun right here. And then while the slide and other parts are away, we'll show the install of some of the other parts that don't require the slide. So that'll really just be... Actually, no, this won't be here. That'll be away for coating. Yeah, okay, so pretty much nothing Yeah, no, we're gonna have to wait. Never mind. But in the magic of internet world, you won't know the wait, especially if you're watching the series after it's complete. Anyway, so if you have any questions about the selection of the parts, why I picked what I picked, and any more detail, any questions at all, just comment below, or you can send me an email directly at 2agunsmithingandfirearms@gmail.com. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something a little bit. That's all I got for today.